1.5G.
Match. Earlier, sir, back when me and Mark was looking up for his graphics card, he did see it was for memory interface. How is that any different from memory interface and bandwidth? Does the memory bandwidth...
no, not memory bandwidth. I'm talking about how much you can store in it.
Okay. How much you can store in it. Okay.
How much data that a memory card, a graphic card can think at a point of time. That's what memory is, right? Memory. How much you can think at a point of time.
I see.
So that I think it would be in GBs, okay? But this is a good graphic card, GeForce FX.
PCI.
How many pixels can it support?
Pixels. Pixels.
It's not said in.
I think it was 68 million or 16 million.
In pixels, see this monitor.
And for the resolution, it's 1024 by 760.
That's a maximum?
Maybe it's not. Maybe
You mean, sir, display output?
You mean, let's say I have a very high... Now this monitor, I don't know how much it supports. This monitor, I think, is the maximum it supports.
Oh.
But there may be some monitors which are highly, like
TV 4K monitors. Like 4K.
Yeah, 4K monitors. So will it support those kind of monitors? That's another factor, okay?
So about like, what's that like times 4? What's that about? Like 4 of those?
It's something like there are 4 layers.
Yeah, 4 layers of those. Alright.
Actually, you need to know the memory, okay? The memory means, like when you buy a graphic card, normally this is what you ask. You need a 2 GB graphic card, that's what you ask.
Yes.
That's straight
So
forget.
Like RAM, you're buying RAM, okay? Now you have 8 GB RAM. Normally, if you want to increase the speed of the computer, the normal thing that we do is, straight thing that we do is, we just increase the RAM.
Increase RAM,
We do 8 plus 8, 16 or 8 plus 4. Depends how much your motherboard and the OS can support, okay?
Yeah.
Depending on that. So memory simply means how much you can think at a point of time.
Okay, I see.
So that
memory
is just
is
to find out. Okay, so let's go further. Okay, now since you saw a graphic card, in your computers, what graphic cards are we using in your computers?
5. Yeah,
Okay.
it's
First find what graphic cards and tell me whether it is a built-in graphic card or it's an add-on.
Oh, okay.
Radeon.
Okay.
Radeon. Device manager.
Properties.
In display adapter.
Yeah, you just have to right click on the desktop. You see AMD Radeon, AMD Catalyst.
AMD Radeon.
Catalyst here.
We did get a glimpse of it earlier when we were researching about it, and it was like entry level, and it's for poor performance when it comes to gaming, sir. But it's good enough, sir. Yeah, it can handle a million tasks.
Data oriented.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Now our computers are all data oriented,
Data.
not multimedia oriented.
Sure.
So we are using this AMD. This AMD Radeon
Software.
AMD Radeon.
Display adapter.
And pre-installed.
Okay.
Video.
Now, how do you know this is a built-in or an add-on? How do you know that?
Built-in or not? Wait.
Check mo baka nasa properties. Computer, system properties, device manager.
You see, this is what I'm talking about. Memory size, you see, it's 2 GB.
Okay.
Right?
2 gigabyte. Properties.
This is memory bandwidth. That's different. That's the data rate. DDR3, double data rate. Okay, now if you want to find out whether it is a built-in that came with the motherboard or is an extra add-on, you can just look at the back of your chassis.
Chassis.
Now, you don't have to turn it, I'm just telling you, okay? Now, if you see here, you see this one, you can just, if you want, you can take it, the Star Search computer. No, don't have to turn it. See here, there is a port here. Okay, here. See, there is a blue port here, right? This is VGA. This is built in, right? And you see this add-on card? See, this is a card actually. You can see here, HDMI, we have VGA, and this is DVI. So this card actually is plugged into the motherboard. That way you can verify that's an add-on. So we are using add-on. Now when you put an add-on card like this, you can't use this. If you use this, then the computer will say that you have a higher add-on card installed. Please switch to that. Okay. Now I'll show you next class. The cases I will show you next class so you can understand. Okay. But I don't know how you check in the OS, but I think in OS also you can check.
It's possible, sir?
Yeah, it's possible. Maybe say for example, what if now you physically saw this. Now what if you are using a remote computer? Normally you do remote in workstation. Normally people work remotely, right? Check system information. You see there is a system information here in this radar itself, or I think there's a command for this. What's that? DX DIAG.
DX diagnostic. DX
DX DIAG, that is DirectX. That's the library. Or try this thing, there is system information. This DX DirectX dialog box. Okay. In that there is a display.
There we go.
Okay, next.
By the way, what is this DirectX?
Diagnostic tool?
Now we are using DirectX 11.
11, yeah.
So that's actually the software part of graphics. It comes with the operating system. Okay, now this is the hardware part. AMD Radeon is the hardware part, it has a driver down. Now this is the software part. Now this is from the part of the operating system.
A part.
Now see, when you are seeing graphics on the monitor, it's a joint work of the hardware, the drivers, the softwares and everything. Okay, now if you keep the drivers and hardware separate, now what is left is the operating system. The operating system also has to play its part. Now this is the operating system's part. DirectX 11. Okay. So if your OS doesn't support it, you can't do anything. You can have a beautiful hardware, but what if your OS doesn't support it? This is the OS role in graphics. See the display. It's showing manufacturer advanced micro devices. That's what AMD stands for. And we got the resolution. Where it's, because when you switch to this added one, then the other one just becomes disabled. It's kind of hidden. Okay. So I don't know. But you can have some insight, like you see baseboard manufacturer, that's motherboard manufacturer is a Dell, and you see AMD Radeon. Now you can identify they are not same companies, so you can just guess that it's an add-on.
I see.
But motherboard is from Dell, the graphic card is also from Dell, then it's built in. Otherwise, it's not. Alright, anyway,
System information.
I got the system information here.
Oh, okay.
For this, I don't know how you got this. There's a command for this.
Type mo lang sa start. Ayan na, bubuksan mo. Type mo sa start. Ito, start. Ayan, ako, start. System. Buti na lang naman. System information. Existing. Sorry. Dito. Iwan ko, ginawa ko dito. Tapos hanapin mo listahan na kung anong lalabas. Information. Ayan. 6 gigabytes. Okay, around 8 gigabytes. Multimedia support reports. Ayan. Sabi yung serial at saka parallel. Ayan.
Okay, we'll see these things, the system information a little later. I think we had.
So is there any practical in this chapter? Any practicals?
Practicals means how? Means on computer or off computer?
On computer.
On computer we don't. What do we do? This is hardware, right? So you have to open up the chassis and you have to put that. I will show you next class. Let's see if somebody else is also doing that. You can do. Means assembling a computer, something like that. But mostly, in computer, something is not working. What do? You just buy a new one and put it. Because it's all circuits and chips. You can't do much about it. Okay? But to a certain extent, you can do some software diagnostics using the operating system.
Yeah,
And using the hardware also, you can try to do something a little bit. Mostly there is a loose connection or something like that. Otherwise, there is nothing. But you just have to know what is what, where is where. That's it. Otherwise, there is no practical. Except that simulation I gave you.
Oh yeah, know your computer.
So what simulation?
I'll give you this. Okay. So this is what they are saying. This we will do it. You see, this is how you plug in. Okay. Plug the card. You remove the slot. I will show you this next class. Okay, now if I show you that, it will be better. Docking station. Any idea what is docking station? There are many types of docking stations. Normally we use USB docking stations, mobile docking stations. The picture would be better. Now docking station is basically used for overcoming the limitation of the number of ports or types of ports you have got in your PC or laptop. Let's say you have a laptop, okay, you don't have a particular kind of port and you want that port. Now what do you do? Let's say you don't have HDMI port and you want to connect your TV to your laptop.
Like adapter for.
Okay, so you will have converters. So anyway, you will have a VGA, right, or DV, whatever. So you will VGA to HDMI converter or USB to HDMI. So you will find things like that. But this is much more. Docking station for, let's say, laptops. I'm talking about laptops, but that's where we use docking stations. You may not have seen this, but we use this in companies. See something like this, you can see here. If you just see, you get the idea. So what do you get? What do you understand?
I see.
Yeah.
So it gives you much more variety of
Ports.
hardwares and the number of ports.
You can play.
So if you want to do it, it's more convenient.
Yeah.
And some also comes with this docking station can be linked to servers or your home. Let's say you have in your office you have a workstation, a full-fledged workstation. So you can't pick that up and go home, right? So you keep it there in the office. You're working in the workstation, okay? And you may do something in your home also, in your laptop. So when you come back to home, what do you have to do? You have to copy everything in the USB and you have to put it there. But if you want to work seamlessly, you can just put a docking station and you can just work.
Place it there.
Like that. Just like you're working in you can work either in laptop or workstation because they are all linked together. Okay. Nowadays they are not famous. That's because nowadays we use, we can also take a remote connection, remote VPN connection from your home and all. But still it's there. Okay. There are different types. This is For laptops, for servers, you may have different types. For mobile phones, you have different types. Okay. Port replicators for Mac, for Dell. Breakout dock, additional ports, converter for conversion, for mobile, for different purposes. Computer stands that's used with servers. So that's that lesson. It's about expansion slots, ports, slots, things like that. And we will try to do this one also, session 6. Storage media. So now you have two things, okay? Media and medium.
Media and medium.
So what's the difference?
Medium.
Media and medium. With respect to storage, you can talk with respect to network. Network media, network medium. Storage media, storage medium.
Medium. What is
So
medium?
media is the device that you use to store. Like hard disk is the media.
Okay.
USB is the media. Medium is the mode that you use to transfer.
Like
Like
Right.
what kind of equipment you use to transfer, what kind of cables you use to transfer into the
Yes,
hard
That's
disk.
the medium.
Yeah, that's the medium.
Okay.
any image for that?
There is no image, it's the term, okay?
So media is like a storage, and
Yeah,
medium
media
is
is
the
like-
one that's like what makes it possible to like transfer in between.
Yeah, what makes possible to transfer things? Medium.
Okay.
Especially cables.
Medium.
Medium just means cables. Or maybe Wi-Fi, who knows? Maybe there is a Wi-Fi hard disk. You can just
Related to
So
transfer.
the medium is wireless, radio signals. Okay.
Okay.
So otherwise it's electrical signals or light signals, whatever it is. So media is the device that we are talking about. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, starting from this one. Anyone knows what this is?
Floppy
Yes,
disk.
floppy disk.
You have used it?
No.
Well,
Yes.
I-
When I was a
still have brand new
child.
at home. Some brand new, never used
When
it.
I think
I remember
when I
I
was
used
6 years old, I used this one.
It's still brand new. Hindi pa nakatago.
You know how much this can store? It's on a standard
like-
floppy.
Like
Uh,
250 G.
MB.
No,
MB.
no 250 MB. It's
It's
only 7 MB.
less.
Standard floppy. You see, 1.2 MB.
High.
Wow.
That's 5.25. I think it
Yeah,
will.
small.
It is 3.5.
External
When
radio.
I was there, it was 7 MB. It can store maximum 7 MB. If it is 8-inch floppy.
Floppy disk.
Floppy.
Flappy Bird.
Pang ano yun.
May CD sa loob,
Disk.
diba? Sa loob may case for camera. Maganda rin.
Isang gamitan
Okay, now
for
if you
games.
just think about the latest things or the most famous things today is the RAID, NAS, SAN. These are some of the famous terms that are in use today. Okay, we will see what those things are. Okay, starting from the floppy. Now floppy, no need to say right now. Thinking about the raw material, it's basically what? Have you seen inside a floppy?
It's
No,
like,
right?
it's like a volatile.
You have seen films, right? Films,
It's like volatile tape.
tape,
Volatile.
Yes.
films. Okay,
Yeah.
There's a black tape.
black tape. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
magnetic.
Like real.
Net.
It's magnetic, huh? And then you have CDs. You know it.
Yeah, compact discs.
They say 450 times storage capacity. So what's the standard? How much you can store in a CD? Standard. There are different things, different types.
Okay.
Standard 700 MB.
700.
700 and
Standard CD.
it's good enough.
So CD is plastic fiber.
Mhm.
Okay.
Plastic fiber.
So the charge is not magnetic. It's optics.
Optical.
By laser.
Zip drive.
You have zip drive. It's actually another fancy name of floppy. Okay, zip drive. Okay, that's important. Now this is you can say the medium. Okay, it's not for carrying data. It's not actually medium. You can say drive. So you have disk and drive. So this is floppy disk, and this is floppy drive. What's the difference? What's the difference between floppy disk and floppy drive, or CD disk and CD drive? or hard disk or hard disk drive?
Disk drive. The difference compared to a normal floppy disk to a drive.
No, it's a drive, right? Like
Yeah.
maybe now we don't use this. You see, before 20 years, how do we hear songs? We had these cassettes. Have you seen the cassettes?
Yeah, cassette
Yeah.
tape.
You put the cassettes in the
Yes.
tape
Yeah,
recorder.
deck tape,
Yeah, so that tape recorder is a drive.
Okay.
So the device, the disk itself, you can't play. If you want to play, you need to put it in a device
Yeah.
that can rotate and things like the mechanism for playing. That's the drive. Okay, and it will have its separate power and all. Okay, disk does not have its own power and all, right? Now when you talk about USB, it's both. Drive and the disk, everything is, USB is basically one chip, right? So the drive is also associated with it. But all other things, you have a drive separately. Okay, that's the zip drive for working floppies. Okay.
So in USB you have drive,
Huh?
in USB you have drive.
Now when you talk about USB, it's drive and chip all soldered together as one.
That's one.
You can't take the chip away unless it's a memory card. Memory card, you have a chip separate and drive separate.
Disk.
Just think about it. Jazz drive, these are just fancy names. It doesn't exist anymore, okay? DVDs. How is DVD different from CD?
It has more memory.
space.
More space.
More space. How much a DVD can store?
Like GBs.
4 gigs, I think.
Yeah, 4 gig standard, or some 2 gig. Okay,
Yeah.
and it can, the quality wise also it's better, right? Digital video drive.
Yes, memory.
And then you have SD card, that is secure digital. We say SD card. Same USB thing, but you don't have the drive part. You have only the disk part, only the chip. Okay,
The chip. Okay.
so you can store up to 2 TB.
Yeah, that's.
Ah, yeah.
It's the maximum, the highest capacity at that time. Now I think it's much more.
Yeah.
Okay, the technology is advanced much more. Now, for those things are for corporates, okay, but for normal users, we go for something like this. I think now we get 16 GB, right?
Yeah.
16 GB cards easily. 16, 32, easily we get.
Mine is 68.
You can put it in our phones, right?
68.
64 gigabytes.
And USB flash.
Oh, yeah.
See this,
Thumb drive.
statistics here can be a little bit old, okay? So here it's 2 TB, fine. Still, do you have 2 TB USB? Have you seen it? For sale?
TB? Like this
You
one?
have it actually, but it will be costly. That's why it's not available in FMCGs.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have it. You have more than 2 TB also. You have 4 TB also.
In flash drive?
Flash. I haven't seen.
These things are, you know that, right? Intel has found a small, small chip. Small chip means you can't see it.
Yeah, nano.
Yeah, it's like one piece of sand. Okay? They can store. They said I don't know, some 1 GB or 2 GB in that.
Yeah.
So what is it with the USB?
They can.
But it's possible. So basically, how much charges, how much combination of zeros and ones you can store in it. That's what it matters. And then hard disk drive. So I'm talking about drive. So this also drive and disk comes together. Okay, this is a disk drive. Okay, there are 2 kinds of hard disk. One is this HDD, that's the old classic one, hard disk drive. Right? But now there is a new one,
SSD.
SSD,
So
solid state drive. So when you buy a laptop, they will say that okay, normally the primary hard disk will be in this, like this, the classic hard disk. So they will say 500 GB hard disk, and they will say extra 20 GB SSD or 50 GB SSD.
But compared to HDD has a more longer lifespan than SSD from.
SSD, I think it's
faster.
costlier.
Yeah,
It's
but
a little bit costly.
it's a costly. Yeah.
So that's why they, just to keep the laptop price low. Okay, if you want to, you can go for total SSD, no problem. But SSD has SSD again. It will be soldered with the motherboard.
Oh,
So there is something wrong. You have to change the motherboard. That's another factor. Because it's a chip, like your USB. In USB, what is it? It's not disk. If you open the USB, you won't see disks. You will see a chip. The same thing in SSD. Okay, so it's chips. Okay. A solid
So
state.
it should be compatible with the motherboard.
Yeah.
If not,
Compatible
with the motherboard, the SSD.
Yeah, it will be. It will be because all these companies they have mutual understandings.
Pwede sa ibang
So they're giving a little bit history and all.
history.
So again, IBM is the pioneer of hard disks.
Were invented
International
HDDs.
business machines.
1950s.
You won't see like this. Even if you see a hard disk, you will see a seal on top of it. Okay, you won't see the magnetic disks. Okay, this is metallic disks, just like CDs, but this is metal. Okay, you won't see it. It will be soldered. When I show you, I'll show you. So there are different companies. Winchester. It's history, 1980s.
Yeah.
So it was 10 MB at that time.
UK, no?
In
Pinangalan
1983,
nilang ganun.
10 MB is big data. So the whole hard disk can store only 10 MB.
10 megabyte. Wow. That's back in the day.
Capacity per HDD ranging between now you can go up to 4 terabytes. Okay, you have 4 terabytes. And regarding the size, the thickness, weight, price, and access time. All those are the factors. I think it will be repeated again when it's repeated again. Then you have magnetic recording. I think the HDD records data with the help of magnetizing thin film component. So this HDD is actually magnetic. It is also magnetic. It's not a separate topic. Is there a subtopic? No, separate topic. But still, HDD is also magnetic. It uses magnetic principles. So HDD consists of 2 electric motors. You can guess why you need motors, right? For what?
Like
You need 2 motors. Why? One for
Is it because the disk spins?
spinning of the disk, and the other one for reading the hammer or the pin. And this is like the gramophone, right? The old gramophone. You have seen the gramophone? Gramophone, you haven't seen gramophone?
No.
It's old device.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
So that's what's called.
So you have a pin. Okay, now you see this pin or this hammer. It's not just on the top.
Yeah.
See
it's
these
like
discs?
this, and then
Between every disc, you
Yeah.
will have this pin.
Mm.
Okay, so maybe when you read it, when I open a file, the file is in your hard disk, right? When you open a file, the file can be in any of the disks, and it will be divided into sectors. Like you cut the cake, it's called a sector. It can be in any sector, right? So it has to spin fast to find it, and there will be an address for your data, right? When you save this file, there is an address given to that file. Now that address is actually a physical location of your file in that disk, just like your GPS location. Okay. They call it support arm or read write head. Okay, both reading and writing happens. So that's why they say read write head. You don't go into the mechanics here. And then you have this error handling or error correction thing that comes with the package, because these are basically hardwares, right? No matter how efficient they are, occasionally every 1 out of 100 hard disks has the possibility of fail within 3 years. Fail, just fail, okay? For no reason. Okay. Because it's a hardware, right? It's raw material. Maybe bad plastic, maybe bad metal
inside the machine.
something like that. So you have this error correction. So the thing that we saw in the topic, right? The first topic we saw, the first points that we saw, what was that? We saw something, right? Yeah, this one, RAID. So this is actually used for solving that problem, that hardware failure problems, redundant
RAID.
array. So you just have backup, backup disks. Okay, that's what coming next. Redundancy means
Redundancy.
Repetition.
repetition or duplication or backup. Okay, you are afraid that your disk will fail, so what do? You put a redundant disk, another disk, backup disk. It will not do anything, it will stand as a backup. Stand as a backup means whatever data you put in disk 1 will be copied to the disk 2. It will be synchronized all the time. Okay, so anytime you lose one disk, you have the other disk. File system.
Control.
This is the software part.
Okay.
So there are two kinds of file systems in Windows. FAT, it's the old one, and the one that we are using is NTFS.
Come again, sir?
NTFS.
NTFS.
New technology files. And we just want to take a look. You go to any folder, you right click, properties. Where is it? No, sorry. Go to the drive. Properties. NTFS.
Oh, okay.
It's a file system.
This is the newest one.
So this is the software part, which is provided by the operating system. Okay, so what this does, there are many things it does, but basically, you have a software for everything, right? You have a software for browsing, you have software for painting, right? Now what's the software for copying files, or moving files, or deleting files, renaming files, searching files? You need a software for that too, right? So that's this file system. This is the software.
That's what makes it possible.
Okay, for your
Pag
checking
kinapi-paste mo.
file operations.
Pag kinapi-paste mo.
Yeah.
What's that? Such a new HDD such as SATA drives.
So everything came from DOS. You know DOS, right? MS-DOS.
Yeah.
They say MS-DOS, but it was just before. It was just
DOS.
DOS. It was from IBM, and Mr. Bill Gates bought it from IBM, and he made it MS-DOS. Microsoft DOS. This is the first operating system.
It's a
Disk operating system.
tawag yan? Hindi pa mouse, keyboard pa lang.
It was taken from Unix. Sorry, Unix was the first operating system, and Bill Gates bought its kernel from IBM, and he made MS-DOS. There are a lot of things to read on.